4, save your boy LeBron James in the GOAT conversation.
Man, how you do this?
Why you do this?
He's there.
Why you do this?
He's there.
He's there what?
He the GOAT.
So stop that nonsense.
He can't hurt it.
Stop that nonsense.
He can't hurt.
Vast majority of his career, we ain't bring, and then we want to talk about scoring. We don't want to bring up the 6. I came across, and I think that it's relatively disappointing. In his world, that's an insult. That is how he has acted.
And the conversation has become tiresome to me because you're almost required.
The Lakers staved off elimination Saturday by beating the Nuggets 119-108. Unsurprisingly, LeBron James led the way, 30 points, 14 of which came in the fourth. Now they'll have to do it again tonight, Game 5 on the road. However, LA might have caught a break with Jamal Murray's playing status in jeopardy. He's listed as questionable with a calf strain. Shannon, did winning Game 4 save your boy LeBron James in the GOAT conversation?
Man, Stephen A.
What?
Why you do this?
Why you do this?
He's there.
Why you do this?
He's there.
He's there what?
He the GOAT.
So stop that nonsense.
He can't hurt it.
Stop that nonsense.
He can't hurt it.
Stop that nonsense, man. If you had gotten swept twice in a row,
Your guy did it.
And look, excuse me.
Your guy did it.
In his first 3 years in the league, stop it, okay?
Is it a
Three-game
sweep?
series. It's a 3-game sweep, yes. He's never been swept in a 7-game series. You know that, right? It's never happened. But that's the point. The point is, Shannon, you can't sit up. Listen, I understand. Listen, I love having you on the show. I'm proud. I'm proud to have you as my boy. You know I love you, bro. But damn it, you and I don't think for 1 second. I don't give. By the way, congrats with the #1 podcast in America, baby. I'm very, very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. But I don't give a damn. You ain't convincing me. You understand? I don't get that. It will never. And I know. See, listen. It's beautiful to have you as part of the ESPN family. It's very beautiful to have you as part of First Take. But I know what you were plotting when you came here. I know when once you agreed to come on First Take, you sat up there, you reached out to that man, and you talked to the peeps out there, and you said, I'm going to convince that damn Stephen A. who the real GOAT is. It's going to be, no, it will never, ever happen.
He comes back from 03. He comes back from 03.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't think, well, first of all, he come back from 03 against Denver.
Yeah!
And wins the Western Conference, and wins this series.
Oh, so you got to do all that.
No. He wins this series.
Yeah.
He come back and win this series. I might have to stand down. I might have to stand down. I might have to stand down. But I'm that sure that ain't going to happen.
I put the call in.
Now, listen, let me tell you something right now. I would be ecstatic if the Lakers came back in this series. No doubt about it. I ain't rooting against them. But am I a believer? Hell no. I think they're going to get smoked tonight.
We're winning by at least 10 tonight.
You don't sound that convincing. You don't sound like convincing. Look at your eyes. Look at your eyes right there. See, I know. I've gotten to know you. And I understand. The confidence is not there.
You know how convinced I am?
Wow.
I run it back. I make it double or nothing. You owe me the dinner. I run it back double or nothing.
What you running back?
Run it back. You owe me dinner.
I don't. Okay.
So instead of a $3,200 steak, I get a $6,400 steak.
Yeah, and you gonna do that to me too.
Yeah.
But here's the point, man. Here's the question. What are we betting right now? You telling me they're gonna win tonight or they're gonna win the series?
They're gonna win tonight. Tonight. You said they get smoked tonight.
Let's roll it.
I saw it coming. You see I did it? You see I walked into that trap?
You walked into that trap. Let's do it. I don't know if there's a $6,000 steak that exists, but damn it, I'll take my chances. Listen, I will be happy, but I can't see it, Shannon. I can't see it. They're going to Denver tonight. Well, Jamal Murray. See Jamal Murray. You might have a chance with Jamal Murray tonight. I'm going to still take the bet, but you might have a chance if Jamal Murray don't play tonight.
You know what I'm saying? I'm nearsighted. I see that. We got him.
Why the long face?
This gonna get longer.
I'm looking at you, Stephen A.
This is such a waste of time. It really, really is. Ladies and gentlemen.
And isn't. It's not.
Yes, it is. Don't get me started.
And isn't.
I'm going to start imitating you, Shannon. It's the truth, Shannon. Listen, y'all. You're talking about a dude that played about 483 more games, okay? He has played 7 more years than Michael Jordan. We want to talk about 30 points, all right? Like the 30-point record. How about this 30-point record, Swagoo? Did you know that Michael Jordan averaged 30 in his career?
Yep, I did.
Did you know that Michael Jordan went 7 straight years averaging over 30? Did you know that? I mean, it's just unbelievable to me. Listen, and then I bring this stuff up, and I'm hating. Once again, I have LeBron James, and this is what bothers me about your GOAT, Shannon, and your GOAT swagger. See, this is what get on my. Let's go.
Get him, Shay.
You want to do that?
Here's the thing. MJ, in his career, took 24,537 shots. He had 32,292 points. LeBron James, when he took his 24,537 shot, he had 33,920 points, which is 1,628 points more than what Michael Jordan had. That's a whole season. That's a whole. If somebody averages 25 points a game and they play 75 games,
hold on.
That's
so
what that is.
we're debating now amount of shots versus amount of games.
No, wait a second.
No,
Stephen A is saying.
Hold on, Molly.
Stephen A
Molly,
is saying.
of course, Molly.
Stephen A.
You
Hold on. Stephen A. is saying that he played 452 more. It was 486
But I'm
total,
saying,
but
Molly, when
452
you
more.
look
But
at
you're
the
saying
shot,
because
Molly,
he took more shots. I want to make sure I get this correct.
Let me ask you, Molly, the person that throws the ball more should have more passing yards. Wouldn't you assume the guy that has more rush carriage on average is going to have more rush yards?
Shay, let me handle it, Shay, since I'm in New York. I'm going to handle it. Since I'm in New York, Shay, let me handle it, and you handle Stephen A. And you handle Stephen A.
Go ahead.
No, it's the way you asked it. It's the way you asked it. You asked it like you were on Stephen A's side, and me and Shay just wants to humbly express that I need to know how many of those shots were taking beyond the 7 years that LeBron has played more than Jordan. Shay just went through it. Same amount of shots, more points. Okay? That's important because can we not argue that if LeBron was as volume of a shooter as Jordan and Kobe was in his career, we wouldn't be having a points conversation. Can we just acknowledge that?
Can I take it to you? Can I take it to you? Check this out, y'all. Check this out. So if I'm sitting up there, right, and I decide, are you ready for this? I need Shaq, that's why I go and share it up there. If I decide that I want to run the football, right, and Molly or Sam Tanucci or somebody, one of our producers, is going to tackle me, right? Ain't it a little bit different if I got to worry about Shannon or Swagoo getting their hands on me? You see what I'm saying? You bring it up, Mike, the time you're thinking about the years. You're forgetting the culture. LeBron James, could you imagine if he was playing? As physical as the game was, and he'd have to go to the free throw line with his 73% shooting self from the free throw line career-wise, the jumper that was suspect for the vast majority of his career. And then we want to talk about scoring. We don't want to bring up the 6 rings. The fact that Jordan played 7 less years and still got 2 more rings. We don't want to bring up a 10-time scoring champion. We don't want to bring up a 9-time first-team All-NBA defensive player. We don't want to bring all of that up. So we just going to stay with scoring. But we're going to ignore the road traveled. We're going to ignore the level of adversity that you got to deal with now compared to what it was then. Didn't we just finish lamenting 3-point shots and how the physicality of the game?
Stephen A. Physical then, absolutely, and it's a different game, but isn't everybody bigger, faster, stronger
Players
now?
are more skilled now, though.
Yeah, so it's like...
It's more, time out. It's more skilled, but the game has transitioned so drastically because obviously you wanted to appeal to an audience. You wanted more offense. That the league stepped in and facilitated rule changes that provoked more offense. But we're going to ignore that wasn't the case in the Jordan era. We're going to ignore that.
My guy, Stephen A., see, all you look at is scoring, but my guy, look at the assist, look at the rebound. He was always asked to be complete.
Look at pressure.
He was asked to be. You make it seem like LeBron was a bum. The only man that can guard 1 through 5.
Number 2 is a bum.
Guard 1 through 5.
Stop it. Stop it right there.
5.
That's the problem. The 5. Let me tell you something. How about 6? That's my favorite number, 6-0. Undefeated in championship round. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. I got you number 2 all time, and I'm disrespecting you.
See, here's the
number
problem.
Number 2 all time.
Let's Swagoo get in here.
Here's always the problem, right? Because me and Shay also to rebut everything that Stephen A. said. Me and Shay could also say at 18 years old, he never had a bad season. LeBron has never had a bad basketball season since he entered the NBA at 18 years old. So how much credit are we going to give to that? Because a lot of these guys didn't even play that much when they first entered the league.
Our David Beneman posted an article to ESPN.com in which LeBron James addressed the comparisons often made between him and one and only Michael Jordan. And he said this, quote, "There are a lot of things that MJ did better than I do. And I think there are some things that I do better than him. That's just how the game goes. There's a lot of things that I can say in particular. You already know how this conversation is going to be misinterpreted by people, man." And then McManaman asked, has it been a burden as an adult, that ambition? Because now everybody brings it up. You can't escape the comparison. To which LeBron responded by saying, quote, "No, I think it's a very tiring conversation. It's barbershop talk. You can look at both of us and say that you love both of us without trying to shh on the other person. And usually it's the shh on me. But I know for sure that I've done my part in this journey. And more than anything, I hope, and I don't know, but I hope I made him proud at least wearing that number 23, end quote. Okay. So when LeBron speaks on the matter, then we have to have the discussion here, Stephen A. What are your thoughts on what LeBron had to say about himself and Michael Jordan?
I came across, and I think that it's relatively disappointing. And I want Mike Wilbon and Doggy, two historians, people that I look up to, I want to say this directly in front of them, and I'm open to the discussion. Everything that LeBron James said was right on point. When he dissected the difference between his game, Michael Jordan, how he looked at things, how he approaches the game. He looked to pass first. Michael Jordan looked to shoot first, et cetera, et cetera. All of those things are accurate. I didn't have a single syllable that he uttered until the last line, when he talked about you can look at two guys without, for the purpose of shitting on somebody. But obviously it's usually somebody doing that to me. That is where the problem lies. Because what we don't talk about enough, Wilbon and Doggy, is as great as LeBron James is and how much he deserves to be celebrated, we don't talk about what he has done to hurt, not the game, but narratives associated with the game because of how he responds to it. I looked it up, Wilbon and Doggy. Do y'all know that there have been over 5,400 players in NBA history that have played in the NBA? I have LeBron James as number 2 all time. We're talking about Russell. We're talking about Kareem. We're talking about Wilt. We're talking about Kobe. We're talking about Elgin Baylor and Oscar Robertson and all these people. I have the man number 2. In his world, that's an insult. That is how he has acted with so many people along the way. But he doesn't do it directly, as you know, Wilbon, and as you should know, Doggy. Oh, no. Other people do it for him. I remember years ago when I'm sitting there joking around with Rich Paul, and I'm like, y'all act like that's an insult. Seriously, with a serious face, Rich Paul looks me in the face. It is an insult. What? That is the problem. And so what happens is they've given the impression that I'll use the word poop for FCC airwaves now, that we're pooping on players, okay? We're talking about them. What do we do to today's players that wasn't done before? I understand the advent of social media and beyond, and that everybody has a voice and everybody has a podcast and everybody got something to say. But in terms of the actual narratives, who hasn't gone through it? You tell me the player, Wilbon, you've been coaching, you've been covering the NBA for 40 years. You tell me, Doggy, Hall of Fame radio host for 40 years. You tell me what has been said about today's players that wasn't said about dudes in the past in terms of their on-court performance. We always compared. We always put one above the other. We talked about Isaiah Thomas. Isn't he one of the greatest point guards to have ever lived? Didn't we bring up Nate Tiny Archibald? Didn't we bring up Bob Cousy? Didn't we later bring up the Allen Iversons of the world? Haven't we brought up Magic Johnson? Didn't we bring up John Stockton? Didn't we bring up, name after name, shoot guards, Elgin Baylor, Oscar Robertson, all of these people. Jerry West was the silhouette. Didn't we bring up the fact that he had 1 title in 9 tries? We've done it to everybody. Didn't we bring up the turnovers with Magic Johnson in the finals against Boston where he cried like a baby in the shower, Wilbon, which you know better than most. It broke his heart and how he was determined to come back and got him not once but 2 more times. Didn't we talk about that? The great Wilt Chamberlain. Didn't we say he quit during an NBA Finals appearance? But somehow, some way, all of these generations of players embraced and accepted it's talk, it's basketball talk, and it's reserved for the great ones. So we can debate it, but there's no doubt if your name is in the conversation, it's because you're an all-time great. But when it comes to LeBron James, oh no, you pooping on a player. You dogging them. It's the negativity. It's what's happened to the game. And instead of appreciating how he is revered, how much we'll miss him when he's gone, how we cannot deny that this man belongs on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. My career wouldn't be what it is if it were not for people like him. Yours wouldn't either, Doggy or Wilbon. None of us. They helped us be who we are. But we're talking about it, and when we talk about it and we compare, oh, we're dogging them. And you've fostered that mentality to the modern day players in such a way that the heightened level of sensitivity has regressed to a point of embarrassment where we're literally looking at grown men who are elite, prestigious. We look at them, we admire, damn it, we wish we were them, at least physically and in terms of their capabilities, because we know they are things that we could never hope to be. We talk about it, we celebrate it, we debate it, we revere them, we big up them, we prop them, all of it. And none of it matters because how dare you compare?
You know, if calling LeBron a top 5 basketball player is an insult to you, get over it. So I've tuned them out. I've tuned that out. Everything LeBron said in that interview with Dave McMenamin, everything he said is right on the money. Everything he said. But LeBron is the one who puts the crown on his head. LeBron is the one who has said he's the GOAT. Michael doesn't say that. And the conversation has become tiresome to me because you're almost required to say something negative about the person you aren't supporting in the argument. We're all entrenched in our positions. I'm entrenched in mine. Jordan's the GOAT. It ain't gonna change. LeBron is one of the top, depending on what day you talk to me, 2, 3, 4, 5 players of all time, depending on whether I'm gonna have Magic above him or Kareem above him or Kobe above him or not, or have LeBron 2. Top 5. Anybody who's insulted by that. So I think we have to tune some of that out. But LeBron is so, one of the difficult thing about this whole discussion, again, it's tiresome to me. I don't even engage in it anymore. And I'm not going to listen to people from 2 generations who watch clips. If you don't watch games, shut up. I don't hear you. There's 2 generations of people now who watch clips. I start arguments with my son who's 18 and plays a lot of basketball and has lived with these people, met LeBron many times. And I'm like, dude, you grew up, don't tell me about what clips. I don't want to hear about clips. You can go to YouTube and watch Oscar. You can go to YouTube and watch, Robert Parrish. You can go, I don't want to hear it. If you don't watch games, shut up and get out of the conversation. So, but Michael Jordan, let me just stop here. Jordan specifically and repeatedly refuses to say he's the GOAT.